I want to move to the Edmonton series because Jesse was like,
oh no,
Jesse read the future.
What did I say?
So in game 3, there's less than 5 minutes to go in the game. In fact, I think there was 4. Evander Kane scores to tie the game up. It's 4-4. And the refs look at it and they go, wait a second, did he kick that puck in? No, it didn't. No, he didn't. He kicked it to his own blade and got it underneath Darcy Kemper, and it's a goal. Darcy Kemper, by the way, Vezina finalist, okay?
Man.
Crazy.
Man.
So then, and this is where I have to give Jesse credit.
And he was like legitimately good. Like
Jim Hiller's like, hey, wait a second. That's probably goaltender interference. Now, if I am Jim Hiller, I don't know what goaltender interference actually is. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, does anybody know what goaltender interference actually is? However, he challenges with 4 minutes to go, and they go, yeah, no, that's a goal. And here's your here's your penalty. And 10 seconds into that penalty, Evan Bouchard rips a goal home, and it's in 10 seconds of gameplay, it goes from 4-3 to 5-4.
And this was game 3
This is
of
game
a series.
3.
They're winning 2-0. It is the biggest 10-second change of fortune I think I've seen. I'm trying to remember the last time.
The only other 10-second change of fortune I've seen, I mean, maybe it wasn't even 10 seconds, was there was a hit that, if you were paying attention to the Caps and Habs series, Wilson absolutely rocked Carrier, and it immediately led to a goal and turned around a game that the Caps were losing. But this was bigger. And Jesse said on the pre-show earlier this week, he said that's going to lose them the series. And I thought at the time, I was like...
They hadn't won a game yet.
I was like...
They had not won a game.
They did, but they had when Jesse said it. They'd won a game.
Yeah, they won that game, so I was like, that's going to cost them the series.
And I thought, okay, that might be... But then the fourth game happens. And Edmonton wins. And I'm thinking, and then I brought it up again with Jesse on the pre-stream.
Edmonton without Ekholm.
Yes. I bring it up with Jesse on the pre-stream. And Jesse's like, yeah, it's weighing on them. Last night, I said to him, how much is that weighing on this series? And Jesse, you basically said it was everything.
Yeah, no, that was the series. Like I think you can point to like that is literally where things began and end for the LA Kings. And like I think I'm on the opinion that Jim Hiller shouldn't be the coach of the LA Kings.
Do you think you fire him?
Not just specifically for that instance, but if Kings fans, like you probably know this, when you watch the Kings play hockey, they get a lead and then they just kind of sit back and they play prevent defense. We are just
can't do that against Edmonton.
Hold on and not do anything and hope that we just keep this lead and we're going to stop playing hockey. They literally stop playing hockey when they get leads, and that's a coaching thing. Like he makes that challenge, he costs them the series, but the biggest mistake he's made is the way he coaches hockey games, and that is against a team that is all offense. We can beat you however we want if we can just score goals. He sits back and lets the Edmonton Oilers come to them, and he never figured out how to stop that.
Here's what I would say. So it's two-pronged. I'm not going to make this about the Leafs, but they're the team we follow the closest, and their video staff is very highly praised. We didn't even talk about the friggin' lineup card thing from the Leafs game. Maybe we'll get to that. The video staff for the Leafs, they get into Mark Savard's ear, and Savvy talks into his weird little sleeve microphone, and he relays the message to Craig Berube. There was a play this series where the Leafs considered challenging for offside, and you see Berube going to Mark Savard and going, all right, what are we doing? What are we doing here? And it's ultimately Berube's decision, but he's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? And Savvy ultimately goes, no. And you can see him mouth no. Now, I don't know if it was a no, there's not enough. No, it was onside. We don't know. But it's a very collaborative effort. But Berube makes that challenge, gets it wrong, and it costs the Leafs a goal. He wears that. Mm-hmm. He ultimately wears that.
That's on the head coach, the guy who's making the decision.
Is it fair? It's the way it is. I can tell you that much. So Jim Hiller's eating it. What I would say, not in his defense, but what I would say, just because it's true, this is the 4th straight year, the Oilers have eliminated the Kings.
It's not a hat trick anymore, by the way. It's called a turkey.
It's called a Jesus.
Oh yeah, like in bowling.
It's
right? yeah.
Different goalies. I think every year, like Kemper, they had Talbot. I think.
Yeah.
They had Korpisalo.
Yeah, Corpus.
And they might have had someone else. I can't remember. There's 4. There's 4 of them.
And one of them was during like the ends of COVID. Who can remember that?
Wow, who can remember? You've had multiple coaches. You had a different starting goalie, I think, every year. Your decor looks entirely different. Kopitar and Deneau have gotten older. Byfield has gotten older, but in a good way. What do you do? What do you do? Like, they got to make changes. It feels like they have. And they cannot beat the Edmonton Oilers. The Oilers are one of the strangest. They're the strangest team I've ever watched.
Well,
they're the strangest team of my lifetime. They are deeply flawed,
but so
and
overwhelming.
Could easily win a cup with it.
Well, and so let me just run you through, because I did the stream, but like just for anybody that missed this game, because I think we need to talk about that. If you missed this game, the first 6 minutes featured 4 goals.
It's insane.
Byfield scores at 119. Henrique for the Oilers scores at 304. Brant Clark scores at 337. So that's 25 seconds later, guys. And then a minute and a half later, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the power play. And then by the end of the period, Darnell Nurse had also ripped one home.
With the sickest picture I think I've
with the
ever
smoke
seen.
coming out of him. Yeah,
dude,
very, very cool.
So good.
And then the period 2 starts, and there's nothing. And I remember I said on the stream, I'm like, listen, we were so spoiled in period 1. I feel like we're getting robbed in period 2. You get another. Oh, sorry. It was Zach Hyman that scored in the first. Nurse scored in the second.
You got to talk into your mic.
Sorry. Zach Hyman scored at the end of the first. It was Nurse that scored in the second.
He's new.
And
he
then
took off his headphones because his ears got hot.
My ears got sweaty. It did. 90 seconds later, it's a rush chance. Trent Frederick scores.
Hey, there he
Frederick
is.
with half a leg.
There he is.
And then Jordan Spence scores a minute and a half after that.
So you got Brant Clark, Jordan Spence. You got your young guys doing their thing on the back end.
Yeah.
You're never going to win that game.
And
you're never going to win that kind of game against the Edmonton Oilers. And the
Run
Kings,
and gun?
The Kings proven they're not that type of team.
No.
Well, they can score.
They can't though. Not in these games where they got to come back and win. They're good at getting a lead and sitting on it, and when the other team can't penetrate their wall. But Hiller continually in that series shortened his bench. He relied on the 3 kind of top lines. He only ran kind of 3 lines throughout that thing, kind of 2 at some points. He in the Edmonton Oilers on the other side, when they got going from game 3 on, they were running all 4 lines evenly. McDavid and Draisaitl did not have great series points wise. I don't know if you have their totals, but they're not up there in terms of points that the Edmonton Oilers scored this playoff series in the first round. And just some numbers to back up the Kings in this type of hockey. When the Kings trailed after the first period,
McDavid had 11 points.
Yeah, and so Draisaitl had 10.
6 games.
11 and 10. How many goals?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. Okay,
It was Bouchard had 4.
It was the goals number I was trying to remember, not the points numbers, the goals numbers. They were all around these. My bad.
My God.
But the Kings this season, during the regular season, they only had 2 wins when trailing after the first period.
Oh.
All season long.
All season?
All season long. All season long. They had a 143 points percentage when trailing after the first period, which is 28th best in the league.
So there couldn't have been many games.
They didn't trail a lot while after the first period. They were tied a lot, they were ahead a lot.
Yeah.
But in the games where they trailed after the first period, they weren't good. They can't play this game, and their head coach had them playing run and gun Oilers style hockey against the Oilers because they got them into that game. The Oilers did. They mastered it after game 3.
Okay, but imagine.
Yeah.
Before this series starts, we're doing our preview, and I'm like, hey guys, here's a hot take. LA Kings have a Vezina caliber goaltender. When we now know that because he's one of the finalists, okay? And they're gonna limit McDavid and Draisaitl combined to 5 total goals this series.
No
What do
chance
you guys
Edmonton
say?
wins.
You say
0% chance
Edmonton wins, right?
Edmonton wins that game. That series.
Yeah.
And yet here they are. Bouchard.
They could have 5 goals in the game.
Bouchard with 4 goals. Nugent Hopkins with 3. Connor Brown with 3. Zach Hyman with 2.
Yep. What is that?
That's
Depth scoring.
Evander Kane had 2, and I think we underrate how much him coming back. As soon as he came back, they started winning.
Huge difference.
And then on top of that,
I was watching Av Stars last night. I'm like, Landeskog's on the top PP unit. Like 2 guys who did not play this regular season.
Corey Perry 2 goals. Matthias Janmark 2 goals. Trent Frederick, Adam Henrique, Darnell Nurse, Victor Arvidsson. They all had goals.
Man,
That's a lot of goals.
that's a hurricane, dude. Like, what do you do? What do you do?
It's nuts.
You should leave Stuart Skinner on White Ave.
Yes.
Just like let him stay there.
Let him party.
He's not a part of the team anymore. Calvin Pickard's been great.
He
Like, you know,
really was.
like, yeah, there's your starting goaltender for the rest of the playoffs.
I encourage everyone to just check out Calvin Pickard's Hockey DB page.
Bring it up.
What it?
What do you want to say?
I mean,
No. Just because what a friggin' journey. Like, this guy, he shouldn't be starting playoff games in the second round in 2025.
Yeah.
Like, it's a miracle. Like, so first of all, second round pick, 49th overall, 2010. 2010. Was drafted 15 years ago. How old is this guy? He's 33. Just turned 33. He had one of the worst seasons I've ever seen. Well, he had a 904 save percentage, but this is when save percentages were much higher. He showed some promise as a young goalie for the Avs. 6-7-3 record, 7-6-1 record, 932 save percentage, 922%. That year where the Avalanche were just awful, everyone got injured, he magically becomes their starting goalie due to injuries. He's 15-31-2. Just going out there and getting shelled every night.
Kept that save percentage high, though.
He goes to the Leafs the next year, plays 1 game, isn't great, but he plays 33 games in the minors,
Champion.
and he wins a championship. Oh, I bet he was like playoff MVP. Nope. Backup to Garrett Sparks as they win the, I almost said Stanley Cup, Calder Cup. Goes to Philly the next year, plays 11 games, is hot ass. So he put up a 4-2-2 record. Lord knows how he did it. He had an 863 save percentage. And he just spent the next few years as a journeyman. The COVID year was so friggin' weird. He plays 6 games in Vienna.
Crazy.
And
What?
he plays for Vienna of the Austrian League and Detroit and
was good.
Grand Rapids
He was
in the
good in
same
Austria.
season. 15 total games. Still spends time in the minors. Spends time in the minors with the Oilers, and he's good in the minors. But, like, starting playoff games in the second round in his 30s?
Yeah.
No.
The Bakersfield one, the 22-23 season, where he played 38 games for them.
Yes.
Like, that's very recent memory.
Yes.
It's 2 years ago, he played 38 games for Bakersfield.
Yep.
He
And now
played-
he's starting for the Oilers.
He played 81 AHL games between the 21-22 season and 22-23.
Yeah.
By the way,
81.
I know Stuart Skinner played more games than him last year in the playoffs, but he also had a better save percentage than Stuart Skinner last year in the playoffs. And he was playing better than Skinner. He was in the Canucks series last year, better than Skinner, and then they went back to Skinner anyway.
Yep.
And I
Which
was like,
was the right
which
call.
ended up being the right call. But I
ended
was
up
like,
being
at
the
the
right
time, I was
call.
like, this is crazy. Why are they doing this? I don't think they can do that this time.
Here we are in the year of McDavid 2025.
Yeah.
Calvin Pickard is not lost. He is 4-0 in these playoffs.
That's nuts.
The Oilers got 4 wins against the Kings, and he was in the net for 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. Hockey is silly. This is why we watch. It's so friggin' fun.
Jim Miller shouldn't have a job.
Do you think I mean, he might
Coaching-
lose.
He's coaching the team the
You
wrong
pulled
way.
it back to that.
And he cost them the series with that challenge. And I think overall, the coaching strategy from
What do
the
you do
Kings
if you're
hasn't been great.
LA overall, though, like, what do you do? Like, because it's still a good team. There are some aging players, but you had Kopitar in another great year. Doughty, when he came back, was really great. They have the right mix, in theory, of veterans and young guys. Brant Clark, Jordan Spence, Quinton Byfield. Like they've had good. I mean, I don't know if they have any great players coming up now, but like it's also Los Angeles. It's not like you'd have hard times selling people on coming.
Who led the Kings in scoring, and how many points did they have?
I have no idea. Probably Onze.
Oh, you want me to look up?
No, I'm asking. No, I have it. I have it.
I have Byfield.
It was not Byfield.
Oh,
Although,
Kopitar.
no, he was very good. Adrian Kempe.
Hey,
Who had a great series.
He had a great series, great season. Tied for the team lead in goals with 35 with Kevin Fiala. And he led the team in points with 73. They are a really strong, solid, all-around team, strong throughout the lineup. If you're going to go up against a team with a super-duper star, two of them, every year, I don't think you can get by just being very solid throughout. No. You need to...
Even a team that bleeds goals like the Oilers do.
I'm trying to think back of the last time like it felt like a team neutralized the Oilers guys. And I think back to like, I don't know, Makar. Like Makar, Taves. The Kings just... McDavid on national television last year doused Miro Heiskanen in gasoline and set him on fire and wasn't even arrested for it. And you're going at him with like a geriatric Drew Doughty and these kids, and it's not enough. Like the Kings are such a good team.
And that crazy Joel Edmondson contract.
Honestly, yeah. I honestly think if they didn't run into the Oilers first round every year, they probably
I don't know.
get a couple conference finals out of it.
That's for me right now, sitting here with where the Kings are at. It sounds like cope to defend what they're doing because they haven't won a playoff series since 2014.
Yep.
And like some of that is you're coming off the championship. You always have to pay the tax bill.
Yep.
Like eventually, when you are that good through that era, everything comes due. All of your superstars are gone, blah, 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 blah. But that's more than 10 years ago. Yeah.
Colorado probably kills them.
We're sitting in 2025.
LA
here.
and Chicago have not recovered from the early 2010s fully.
No, and they have 0 series wins to show for all of this. It's like it's time for something. You need to be winning.
Do you need to make major changes to your veteran guys? Do you need to talk to Kopitar and Doughty and go, guys, I know you're lifelong Kings, but would you consider, because we need to get assets and we need to move younger.
They got a Vezina,
I know that's a crazy thing to say, but do you have that question?
They got a Vezina nominee and cap space for Pierre-Luc Dubois. That's a really frustrating team. Because I look at them, they're one of those teams where I go, yeah, generally speaking, I think you're making all the right choices. It's not enough.
It's not even good to beat Edmonton.
It's not even, you lose the same opponent 4 straight years.
That is
come on.
Hey,
you can't, the part of the reason we've been yelling and screaming for the Leafs to blow it up for so long is this keeps happening often against the Bruins, but it's not them 4 straight years. Oh, I'd be sick to my stomach.
Yeah. It's probably Rob Blake who's got to pay for the bill.
I think so.
It might be time.
Maybe it's just a promotion. And
pick him upstairs,
you bring somebody in as GM, but somebody's got to pay for this.
Because he hasn't. Listen,
I don't think he's done a bad job.
Yzerman's been bad.
Yeah,
Yzerman's been bad.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Blake's
just not good enough.
Not good enough. You need an edge.
I think I'm onto something with the top end talent there because they have a great collection of very good players. I think they're hoping Byfield turns into that. But he didn't even hit 60 points. You need a 100-point guy.
Mitch Marner.
If that's what you're going head to head with every friggin' year, you just don't. There's no combination of 5 or 6 men you could throw out there to combat that. And even when you somewhat neutralize it, that means you're taking the rest of the Oilers lineup for granted, and they're going to light you up like they did in the series.
Connor Brown's going to show up, Zach Hyman's going to show up, Evander Kane's
Connor Brown was great last year.
Yeah.
He was spectacular. And that was a guy who was dead to rights last year.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
He wasn't even that good during the regular season.
No.
He had a very mediocre season.
But he brings intensity. when they scored,
I love him.
He was screaming
Yeah.
like he was so excited.
And
Now,
you started this thing and you're like, oh, Jesse said they cost the series and that thing. I picked the Kings to win the series.
So
in
did I.
5-6
but
games.
I don't think you picked Jim Hiller to pick that to make that.
But I just want to acknowledge that I was very wrong on this series. And same with I had Tampa in 5. Picks have been bad this year.
Yeah. But that's the joy of the playoffs.
It makes
I
me
don't know.
feel better that your picks also suck.
No, we're all here sucking together.
Dude,
Just
my bracket.
group suck fest.
Group
Yeah.
sucking.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Oh, great episode title. That'll be great for SEO. Group Suck Fest.